JDOD.com. We've got a cool HANA mobile startup shoot, kind of a mixture, more on the HANA side. I've got a Logica team here. I've got Ronald and Ramon. We had so many technical problems that I forgot your names. We're running now though. Anyway, Ronald and Ramon are here, and you guys were Demo Jam finalists, so congratulations first on that.
Thank you very much.
It's been pretty awesome to be up on stage in
It
front of
was
those people.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Quite the experience, yeah.
So give me your objective opinion. How did you do?
I think we did pretty well. It can always be better, of course. We had a practice in the afternoon, which went flawless, and of course there's always something going wrong in the evening. And my mic failed, but still, I mean, in all it was a brilliant experience. So.
Yeah, from behind the desk, it was an incredible experience. Just looking at the crowd, and it was a tough crowd, but we had definitely
a lot of SAP mentors there, huh?
Which is tough to impress.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So when we look back to the origins, you guys have been focusing a lot on HANA.
Yeah.
And so you were inspired to do a Demo Jam entry that was HANA inspired, but also mobile. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I think this adventure started somewhere in the beginning of the year when we participated in the InnoJam and the HANA InnoJam, and we looked for a cool solution on top of SAP HANA by using mobile, and we thought, what's not cooler than using your voice in order to execute SQL queries to the HANA database. So that solution is exactly what we built. And basically we looked around a bit, how can we build that, and the Google Voice API brought us the solution, and so we basically built it.
And tell the audience about what exactly you built for the Demo Jam.
Well, we built a voice recognition software using a Google app, and what Ronald says on his iPhone was translated and fired off to the HANA database. And then the HANA database just responded, and the actual outcome of the database was also spoken on the iPhone to Ronald.
Through the Siri app, right?
Yeah, to the Siri.
Yeah. We also have it running on Android, by the way. We also have an Android client built, but yeah.
And it took you said just a couple weeks to develop the app?
Yeah, it went actually quite fast. There was already some open source program available for us, so we just extended that one, and I think it took us about 4 weeks or so to build it in total. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Tell me a little bit about how your firm is approaching HANA, because typically when we think about HANA, think about the large integration partners. We all know their names.
Yeah.
And that's sort of been how HANA's been driven to market to this point. But now more smaller firms are trying to figure out their role. How do you see HANA? Is this going to be something that can help your business? And if so, like, how will you capitalize?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're also heavily involved in looking at use cases for SAP HANA. So we're coming from the traditional data warehouse world, so SAP Business Warehouse. And of course, one of the big use cases for SAP HANA is putting it on below SAP BW as a database. So yeah, we're going to lots of customers to have some to have meetings and find use cases for SAP HANA. That is our primary goal, let's say, for the next coming months. And we all actually had quite some number of sessions, and clients are very enthusiastic about the solution. So, no.
So what do you think as far as the development side of this? Is this something where you guys have to look long and hard for outside developers? Can you train internal people? How's it going to work?
Well, we are training internal people right now because we already have a lot of skilled people on BW. And I guess when just you have enough knowledge of the tooling, other knowledge areas are more important. I mean, if performance is no issue anymore, you're just searching for the next bottleneck, so like reporting. So
sure. So is this where some of your BW expertise you think is going to help you as far as helping customers to understand, like you said, okay, we solved some performance issues, but like what's next? Is that kind of where you would fit in?
Yeah, I think so. What we're also doing is we're not primarily focusing on BW guys and let's say retraining them, but we're also looking at other technical skills, because for SAP HANA you need also different skills like SQL guys and database guys and that sort of people. And as Ramon said, yeah, we're also we're looking at the broad spectrum, let's say, because it's a total architecture, so also the whole front-end part is of course very important. So we have lots of disciplines in-house which we're trying to get into and to move to SAP HANA. And as we have a lot of experience on SAP BW, it's for us it's a no-brainer to find the use cases for that, and also to educate people on that, and also look at the total architecture within BW, because that's also something which is quite fundamentally changed, of course, by when using SAP HANA.
You were telling me that you were also interested in ERP on HANA.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's important?
Well, what we see a lot of customers is that they actually say, yeah, well, it's brilliant within SAP HANA, so the speed is tremendous. So I have some fast reporting now, some fast loading within the SAP BW environment. But there might still be a bottleneck when you're loading from ECC to your SAP HANA box. Right? You still have to load the data into the system. Our expectation is that when the ECC system also runs on the same SAP HANA database, that also the loading part coming from the source system to the target system will be speeded up. So that's why we're specifically interested in seeing how that will go, because there's not a lot of knowledge out there yet on how better it will be, but everybody can feel that will be a better scenario, of course. So
we need to wrap up our shoot, but just give me quickly, what would you say to developers who are interested in HANA but just feel like, this is for bigger companies and bigger consulting firms? What would be your advice?
I think it's definitely not for bigger consultancy firms. I mean, we also started with 2 people. I mean, it's especially from the SAP Dev Center. You have all the free licenses, you have all the documentation available. I mean, I started in SAP in '94. There was absolutely nothing, and now everything is perfectly documented, right? So.
Hey, I think there was some German documentation.
Yeah, exactly. That was it, right? So I mean, you have all the tools now available to dive in at zero cost almost. So I mean, jump into that because it's going to be the future for sure.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Just go on the web, search on Google, and just read about HANA. There's a lot of stuff, good stuff out there.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the week in Madrid. Seems like we survived the labor strike today. So
Okay. We sure did.
Congratulations on being a Demo Jam finalist.